Lions fans, and welcome to Truelove's Pizza and Grits Thursday Night Preview, presented by CPWS TNTV. An hour-long discussion of Columbia Lions football from Truelove's Pizza and Grits on Riverside Drive. Now, here are your hosts, Dan James and Eddie Bobo.
And thank you, Bill Jones, and welcome to Truelove's Pizza and Grits for our Thursday night preview show. Well, tomorrow night, Coach, it's going to be the home opener for the Columbia Central High Lions.
I know, I'm excited about it. Finally get a home football game, and it's been a good week of practice, so I'm glad we'll be opening up at Lindsey Nelson Stadium tomorrow.
And not only are we opening up at Lindsey Nelson Stadium, but we have a new band director that's going to be, I think probably for the first time in many, many years, we will be the band in uniform.
I'm excited about that. I love seeing a band in uniform, too. I know Mr. Baxter, I know he's going to talk here in a sec, but former Columbia native and former alumni of the school. So I'm excited to have him back on staff and be a part of the program.
Trevor Baxter, welcome back to CHS. Okay, I'm going to check your microphone and see if it's turned on over there. I'm not sure that it is. No, we got it now. Thank you very much. No, we don't. Now let's try that. Nope. We'll grab the other microphone real quick, and we'll settle that situation right now.
How about that?
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
We got you now. So anyway, welcome back to CHS. We appreciate the fact that you are back with us. And, of course, Connie Cathy came back to
Absolutely.
Do a little bit of work between now and December.
That's right. So we've been working hard and, got the band room ready to go. The kids are ready, and we're just excited. And we're looking forward to the atmosphere and the electricity we know we're going to have tomorrow. So.
What brought you back to CHS?
It's home. What brought me back was the people, my family, the band. I owe my career to everything and all the experiences that I've had there. So, when the opportunity presented itself for me to come back, I was just excited, and I'm just ready to go. So,
how many phone calls did you get to come and apply?
Oh my God!
When the job came open.
Well, right off the bat, there were at least three. One of the main ones, though, was Connie Cathy herself, and she was like, "You either come up here, or I'm going to drive down to Georgia and I'm going to get you."
That sounds like Connie. Oh, man. Yeah, we're excited to have you back up here with us, and know you had a lot of success and where you were at before, and I'm looking for another what I call world-class band like we used to have.
Right, yeah.
And, and I think you're the man that can deliver on that. So.
Well, to be honest with you, I hope it doesn't come out the wrong way, but I know I'm the man to do it.
Right.
We are absolutely making strides. There are some traditions we're going to bring back that I think have not been around for a little bit.
All right, now one of the traditions that everybody's been talking about, at least on my side, that I've been hearing about, is the drum line.
Absolutely.
We unfortunately lost a lot of members in the drum line over the past several years. Are you going to bring back the traditional drum line like we once had?
Absolutely. We've been working on some cadences to go up and down the street. We are going to march to and from, so you hear us coming.
Awesome.
After the lion walk happens and all that good stuff, we go back for rehearsal. We get them dressed in full uniform, and we're going to start from there, and we're going to march down to the stadium.
All right, I heard a rumor.
Uh-oh.
I heard a rumor. Now, I don't like to start rumors and I don't like to spread rumors, but I heard a rumor that you asked the kids about the music in the stands on Friday night. And they said, well, we played from flip charts. And you said, no more. You're going to learn 50 songs, and you're going to know them by heart when we get in those stands to play.
Well, not 50 songs tomorrow, but we will have 50 songs. But, right now they actually are sitting on about a good 12 to 13 songs.
Okay.
And they have more songs, I know, than they're going to need probably for the first game, because we're going to also take in the atmosphere here. We're going to play some and make sure we stay out of the way of the game and, let our football team, handle their business and take care of what they have to do. But we will be very, very present.
So you will be band managing what they play on the field when we have the ball, like on offense and like on defense,
Absolutely.
and that kind of thing.
Absolutely. You know, you have rules that apply for that. So,
Right.
you know, we will be careful about when we play, but we're going to try to sneak in if there's timeouts, if there's, if the quarter breaks, and any chance we get to play, we're going to take it.
All right, tell me about this year's program.
Well, the halftime program is entitled Out of the Ashes. And it's actually so symbolic of everything that's going on around here right now. In my life, to be able to resurrect what I've been able to do here, because it's been 13 years since I've been around here. So we're bringing it back here for me, for the school right now, building the new school, and for coming out of the ashes of the old school. And for the band program, this is going to be the beginnings of something that's going to, it's going to take a few years to get it fully where we want to, but this is going to be the opening part of Out of the Ashes.
Well, let me ask you getting a new band room out of this whole deal?
Yeah, we're going to get a new band room. So, yeah. But we've actually made good for the one that we're in right now. Right. So it's important, any alumni, anybody, please come by and see us, because we worked hard on this room. It's set up to handle visitors, and we want everybody to come and see what we're doing.
But you know what's special about that band room?
There's
lots of things special in that band room, but there's a 2001 Contest of Champions shield that's up there.
Absolutely, yeah. That was that, and I was a part of that as well.
I know.
We won the entire Contest of Champions, a phenomenal year. And, we're going to work towards getting back there again.
As a matter of fact, they turned the lights out on us to make us leave the field.
That's right, they did. Yeah,
that was pretty good. So great program coming up, and is Miss Kathy, I'm to assume, excited about doing the flags and the guard again?
I don't know what you're going to see out of Miss Kathy when it's all said and done. Now the center point of this show that we're doing is going to be this nest that we're going to build, and it's based on Out of the Ashes, it's based off the Phoenix bird and the resurrection and all this good stuff.
Right.
And she's got this nest, and I don't know what she's going to do with this nest. It's going to. It probably some hydraulics. It'll probably be halfway into the air by the time everything's finished. You're probably going to think you saw a UFO object up in the air somewhere. So she does it really, really big.
Well, we're really excited about the fact that the band's going to be working with the football team, and football team working with the band. We just, we want to get everybody on the same page and doing the same thing.
Right.
I mean, you're already throwing your hand in for the tailgate.
That's right. Well, throw my hand to a few of those plates and But absolutely, we actually did something else that I guess I understand didn't normally happen here. The cheerleaders practiced with us on Monday.
Oh,
so
did they?
the band and the cheerleaders are practicing together.
Cool.
We want to make this more of a unified, approach to what we're doing.
Well, Friday night at Lindsey Nelson Stadium is electric anyway.
Right.
But when you add everybody working together, pulling together for the same common cause.
That's right.
Which is something we haven't had in quite a while. It's going to be even more electric than it's been in years.
Right. And I'm a football fan. You got to understand that.
I know that.
Everybody in my family, of the male perspective, that they played football. So you can imagine when I came home and said I was going to be in the band there for the first time. So, I had to make a career out of it to prove myself, for what I'm doing here.
Man, we are so glad you're back.
Yeah.
So glad to have you.
I'm excited about it just because, the band and the cheerleaders, football, it's all part of the experience. These people that come and watch our games on Friday night, at the stadium, it's all there together. And that's why I'm excited to have, Mr. Baxter back. And I know he's already done a good job with the band from what I've heard. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. Like you said, just can't wait because it's going to be electric, like you said.
The incredible thing, I watched them practice the other day. They have a small but a loud brass section.
That's right. Very talented. And if I may ask, that's a tribute to our middle school as well. You have Cord Martin and Brian Webster over there at the middle school, and they're doing a phenomenal job. There's a lot of kids in the band program there, and we're building that bridge. I actually went over to E.A. Cox the other day, and I was able to talk to Mr. Mitchell. I went to school with Mr. Mitchell.
Yeah.
And with Mr. Martin, Cord Martin, when he was in the 6th grade, I remember that. I was over helping him with the band program. I knew he would be something special then.
Well, he was something special for our band.
Uh-huh.
I mean, were you there the year we built the big mountain for him to stand on?
That's right. And you know what's ironic is the song that he played. That is the actual first impact of this show, the Inferno.
Oh,
so that's the first.
Cord was absolutely terrified to get up on top of this thing. The parents had built this.
I'd be terrified too.
I wonder if you can get him to admit that.
Oh, he has to me.
Oh, he did.
He was, but he did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Well, Trevor, thank you for coming in. Eddie, you got anything else you want to add?
No, I'm looking forward to the show, and I'm looking forward to the excitement that it's going to be one big happy family.
That's right.
And that's what I love to see on Friday night is everybody coming together.
That's right.
And that's what we want. We want one big happy family.
Definitely.
Well, thank you all for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're live, by the way, so if there's somebody you want to give a shout-out to, go right ahead.
Well, I really actually want to give a shout-out to the alumni and all those that have graduated before. We got to come back and, I'm the director of this program, but this is going to take a full effort from everybody to make sure that we bring everything back to where it should be.
And bringing that up, too, you do have some alumni, like with Drumline, with Matt Altabell, and all those
That's
guys
right.
have come back to help teach.
Right. Well, a lot of my staff is alumni. You have Blair Booth, Rebecca Rummage, Benton Foster, and Mr. Joe Foster also comes in and helps. So, we've always had it that way. That's how I got my start. We always allowed the graduates to come back and help.
Real quick, tell me about the bands you were in Georgia, because you did a great job down there taking small bands, building them up, and competing.
Well, at two states, I was in South Carolina, and we took a band there. It actually was a very small band. The second year, it had grown. It grew twice its size.
Wow.
And we almost made the state finals. We missed about 2 slots, and they were normally sitting dead last. And then in Georgia, I've been there for the last 10 years in Albany, Georgia. We started out with roughly about 38 kids, and by the time I left there 10 years later, they were sitting on 115. And they're playing level 6 college level music. So we have it ready. The group here is going to do some great things in a lot of aspects, even beyond the marching band. You have a very, very talented group.
So tell me you're going to be here a while.
I'm going to be here as long as they'll have me. So. I got land grants here, man. I'm going nowhere.
Trevor Baxter, thank you so much for coming by, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Starts at 7 o'clock. Well, pregame? We're doing something pregame?
Pregame. We'll start there. We have the banner. We've actually brought back a few other things. I guess I better not give it away. I'll probably be a secret. So
so come on out.
We have some surprises even for pregame.
All right. Very good.
Awesome.
See, Coach, you don't even know that.
I know. Stay out in the field and watch.
That's right.
Wait a minute.
right.
You have a speech to make.
Got some other guys. I might stay out and watch.
Trevor, thank you so much. We
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
it.
All right.
All righty. We'll see you tomorrow night. Make sure you join Trevor and the band. That'll be tomorrow night pregame, and game gets underway at 7 o'clock, but all the activities get underway with tailgating and all kinds of neat things that we have going on at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. And, Coach, it's going to be an exciting night.
I'm excited about it. Like I said earlier, first game was on the road, and we finally get a home game. So, just hearing about the band and what they're going to do, talking about the 2001 band performance. My wife was on that. She was a freshman, so I know she's excited about the new band director and excited about seeing the shows this year. And like what Eddie was saying, just all being one big happy family and just making the atmosphere electric. So I'm excited about it.
I think we have our microphone situation taken care of. So, ladies, you need to put the headphones on so you can hear what's going on. And we will bring on Regina Owens and Missy Todd. I know who you are. And Regina's going to talk about something special because we do it every year. She's in charge of tailgating. Now, you need to get your microphones right up to your mouth so everybody can hear what you're saying inside the restaurant. And Regina, tell me about tailgating. How special is that for Friday nights at home?
It's very special. We really want a lot of people to show up and come out. We have all purple tents that we put up. We provide food. McDonald's brings food. Everyone that comes out brings food. And we just want people to come out and cheer on the Lions when the band comes out. And then we'll go over and have a little prayer, and we'll eat, fellowship, and just hope for a good night.
Now, the tailgating actually started several years ago. Todd and Sandy Tate started that, and it was on the road for a while. I remember one Dixon County game we went over there, and they had the spread all laid out and said, "Y'all come on over and eat." I said, "All right."
I think that game I grabbed some food too in the way.
And the state championship, we had it up there. So,
Oh, they did. Oh, Dre Hall's dad did an incredible job at the state championship.
Oh, yeah.
They cooked all day long for that one.
Yep.
It was wonderful. So, tell us about the tailgating. It's going to start at a different time this year.
Yes, normally it starts, the Lions come through about 5:15, then we start after that. This time the Lions are coming through about 5:30. Then we'll go over to the tent, and then we'll start the tailgating, try to eat, have a little bit of fun, clean up, and then go over and cheer on the Lions.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So, and everyone's invited, friends, family. The cheerleaders are bringing desserts and chips. Then if everybody would just bring a dish to share, whether it's a pizza from Little Caesars, a bucket of chicken, or you made something, that would be great. Bring your own drinks.
Or a pizza from Truelove's.
Or a pizza from Truelove's, whatever is on your way, whatever you want to bring. Bring your own drinks and a chair or a blanket, and then we'll just go through the line, get some food, and have a good time.
Now, dear, it's been 95 degrees all week, and you're talking about bringing a blanket.
To sit on, not to cover up. Just to sit on. No, but I would like to see a lot of people come out. We have a lot of new freshman parents that are really interested, and the freshmen are actually going through this year with the varsity team. So I think we'll have a pretty good turnout, and as long as we keep winning, we're going to have a really great turnout.
I know.
No pressure.
The roster we now have is 2 pages long, by the way, Eddie. I'm just warning you, because now we've added all the freshmen to it, and that's kind of a nice way to do it, because if we do have freshman players, they do have a number, and we can call them out like we're supposed to.
Right. I mean, we'll actually have a few, one or two of them that'll see some special teams play, have a chance to maybe make a tackle in the game or whatever. But, yeah, I'm glad to see the numbers up. And, talking about the line walk, as a player or a coach, walking down on the street headed to the stadium, it's an awesome feeling seeing everybody crowded around you, and they kind of like a lot of the Saturday traditions with a lot of college teams. So it kind of it takes the atmosphere to another level for the players. So it's something really special for them. They love seeing the support. I've never had the opportunity to stay after and play games or eat that good food, but I've heard a lot of good things. So hopefully the crowd will come out and be supportive this year. And the reason we pushed it back just a few minutes is, hopefully it encourages more people to want to show up, because it's a little bit closer game time than what it was in the past. And plus, as players, when we get over there, we can get right to work. So we're looking forward to it tomorrow.
So there could be a possibility that you may be like wandering behind the players to.
There's a good chance.
To pick up a plate.
So you'll be lollygagging them behind the players.
That's right.
To pick up a plate on the way to the. Oh, that's funny. That is great. Fantastic.
He'll be calling up downs with a rib in his hand.
That's right.
Now, Missy, we've got something that is always at a home game, but you have kind of upped the ante, and we've got like the Lions Closet now.
Yes, we started the Lions Closet last year. Our goal was to get as many fans as we could in Central High School attire, and a lot of purple in the stands. It's a growing closet. It's a growing closet, and so every year we're trying to add some new things to it. We have sweatshirts this year, T-shirts, long sleeve and short sleeve. And we've sold spirit jerseys for the moms. We've got ball caps, visors, bucket hats. All of those will be available Friday night at the game. Hoodies, yes. And all of them are school approved, so you can wear them to school.
Oh, that's right. That's nice. Also, you guys last night went through a bunch of jerseys.
We did. We went over to met Coach Hoth after the practice yesterday and went through boxes of old jerseys and pulled out the ones that were in good shape. And our plan is to put those on sale tomorrow night. We are going to be selling the older jerseys for $20.
Yes, ma'am.
A jersey. And then we have some never worn black jerseys and a few of the pink jerseys from the pink out game last year that we're going to sell, and those have never been worn, and we're going to sell those for
30.
For 30.
There's a long story that goes with the black jerseys that we will not go into right now.
Yeah,
probably
that's
a good
like a
thing.
collector's item.
It is. It is. So we need to up the ante on that one money-wise.
Yes, and we've got them divided by numbers. We may not have, if you're looking for a particular number, we may not have that number.
Right.
But we still have boxes we can go through, and we'll, if you're interested, we'll put your name down on a list and what number you're looking for. And when we start digging through the next box, if we find your number, we'll give you a call and settle up with you that way.
Now, we are always open for volunteers with the Gridiron. So if anybody can help you guys do what you're doing down there, I'm obviously boxed in, no pun intended. But who do they need to contact to volunteer to help you guys sell the things that we have?
If they're at tailgating and they want to help, they can let Regina or know, or David Williamson know, and we can put you to work. Or if you just are sauntering by the table and need something to do and want to stop, I'll be happy to have your help because we're also going to be selling the media guides.
Sondering around the table.
We're also going to be selling media guides.
I think that's the first time on this show that sondering has ever been used.
Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, they got the brand new media guys that came in on Monday.
They did. They're
And
great.
they are. They're really nice. So we invite you to pick one up. Cost is?
They're $5 a piece. If you are a season ticket holder, you received a coupon in your season tickets to pick up a free one. You can pick those up from anyone that's selling them. And also, too, we have several copies that Coach Hoth has signed for us, and we
Has he gotten around to signing the calendar back there yet?
No, not yet. And we're not going to tell you what page he's signed on, but we're going to be looking for those that have the signed copies. They will have an opportunity to bring their copy down and receive a free T-shirt from the Lions Closet.
Cool. A new T-shirt or one of the old ones?
No, a new T-shirt.
Well, something about the Lions Closet, the new T-shirts, they all have the new logo on them.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited about that. I think it's a great logo, and it's a good thing that we're doing with the school. So I'm excited about
And something else we'll mention, it may not happen tomorrow night because I don't think we're going to have the stencil in back from Southern Athletic Fields, but we've ordered a lion's head to go in the center of the field, and it will either be there tomorrow night or it'll be there next week when Lawrence County comes to town. So that's going to be a big deal.
I know, I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
It's gonna add to the atmosphere, I think,
is.
at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. So
Absolutely
I'm pretty
is.
excited.
So I'd like to thank Bill Marbett and all the folks at Southern Athletic Fields. TJ, he's the one that ordered it for us and did a great job. He got turnaround time pretty quick. So
That's pretty quick.
Yeah, it is. So anyway, anything else, ladies?
No, I just want to make sure they know the location. It's over by the log cabin. You
Right.
can't miss the tents. You won't miss the people. So come out and just have a good time.
And listen for the band.
Listen to the band. I'm excited about the new band director.
Follow your nose.
Follow your nose. Exactly.
All right, very
We're
well.
looking forward to cheering on our Lions to victory tomorrow night.
Absolutely. We're looking for a big win against Dixon County. And one thing I was going to ask you, Coach, there hasn't been any mention of any television this year.
Not that I've heard of. I mean, I know we've had some games on TV in the past few years.
Do you know what our record is when we go on TV?
It ain't
Probably good
good.
that we're not on TV.
It's 1-10.
It's not very good.
So
That one win was good.
Yeah,
it was.
yeah, that one was
2010
good.
championship. Yeah, that's the
Yes.
one win we had.
So it's probably good we're not on TV.
So when WZTV calls, no.
That's right.
Either
If
call it now.
they say, I'll just tell the players, no, we're not on TV. It's
Exactly
okay.
right. That's exactly right. Ladies, thank you very much.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it. Oh, by the way, Missy Todd is trying out for the PA announcing job. She did a wonderful job on Monday.
All right.
Cool.
New job.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Who you want to bring in, Coach?
Let's see here. I see Drew Brooks back there. He's got some pizza
Hey,
going. but
Wagner's got his hand up again.
We'll go ahead and bring Drew Brooks, and let's see. Let's bring both the Brooks. Des Brooks, I think I saw you over there right now too.
All right, what we're going to do quickly
Yeah.
before they come over, bring them over here. But what we're going to do is to spend a minute or two on last week.
Okay.
Okay, that was a horrible, horrible loss.
It was.
70-28.
It was.
But what did we learn from it?
I think we watched film with the kids, and we learned that the score wasn't indicative of how the game could have gone. We breaking down film, it was a lot of what we did to ourselves, not necessarily what Giles County did to us. So we kind of broke it down with the players, said, man, this was your mistakes, this is how we're going to fix them. So we spent a lot of time this week on fixing some of those mistakes, and hopefully a lot of that will be cleaned up this week.
All right, good. Now let's move forward.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Put it in the back. Let's go forward.
That's right.
Dixon County coming in, always been a big rival, been a rival for a long, long time.
Right.
And what can we expect from them? Same old as far as what they line up with?
It's not, the old Dixon that we're used to seeing is, 3 running backs in the backfield, 2 tight ends, and they're coming straight at you. This is the complete opposite. Coach Murphy there, the head coach, I believe his son is the quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He's mobile, got a good arm on him. He's a smart player. He throws the ball well, so they're going to be throwing the ball around a lot. They do an offense that's a new type of offense. It's called an RPO offense, where it's a run-pass option. So they have run plays built in and pass plays on the same play. And quarterback reads certain defenders, and depending on what they do, depends on if the play ends up being a run or a pass, which makes it difficult to defend as a defense. We're living in an offensive world, so playing defense gets to be tougher and tougher. But they do a lot of that. They'll line up in 4 wide receivers almost every time, either 2x2 or 3x1, and they're gonna spread the ball around. They got a couple of receivers that are big targets, got good hands. I know a lot of us saw them at the Jamboree. They were throwing the ball around a lot, looked really good. They lost a close one last week to their crosstown rival. And rivalry games, that plays with a lot of motion and stuff like that. So
didn't they lose a lot of players to that school?
They did. Dixon County used to be the only high school in that county, and then they built Creekwood probably 12 or 13 years ago. A lot of the athletes from Dixon went over to Creekwood. So there's been a good little rivalry that they've had going. Defensively, they run a 3-4. They got some pretty good guys playing in the secondary. I think we match up well with them, though. I mean, I'm excited about this week. I think what we want to do on offense and defense plays in our favor. So if we go out and execute, then hopefully things will go our way.
That's the key, execute.
You're right.
And, like I said, on defense, trust your reads, and, let's wrap them up, bring them down, and get up and play again.
That's the basics of defense that we teach. We're teaching keys, and if we believe our keys and we go to where they're supposed to be and we tackle, then we'll be okay.
Yeah.
You're a defensive-minded guy. You've been coaching defense for a long, long time. How hard is it for you as a head coach now to give up not wanting to suggest to your defensive coordinator the things that you're seeing that probably need to be done?
Right. I mean, we talked about a lot of the issues on Sunday. And I think we had a good game plan going into last week's game, and I think it came down to just like Eddie said, just execution. If we would have executed on some of those plays last week, then we wouldn't have been in the situation we were in. But I know it's something that we always talk about as a staff on both sides of the ball and special teams. What can we do to put our players in the best position possible? So if we have to simplify things or if we have to change things in order to make it more comfortable for our players so they can play faster, then that's what we'll do. I think we've simplified things in the secondary a little bit this week, trying to make it a little easier on them, so hopefully we can see some improvement in that area.
Very good. You brought a couple of players along.
Yeah. I brought the Brooks brothers, even though they're not related. But they got the same last name, and I can't even put their first initial because their first name both starts with a D. So I call them by their names. But I have Drew Brooks here, senior football player, center for us. Also plays some little D line, and then I got Desarius Brooks, but we call him Dez. Dez, you're a junior this year, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Dez is a junior. Starts wide receiver.
All right,
of course.
Dez, need to get you pull your microphone up toward your mouth there. There you go. Pull the whole thing.
Dez also plays a little bit defensive back for us. So we'll go ahead and start with Drew. Drew, this is your senior year here. We're not going to talk about last week. Let's talk about preparation for this week. What have we done in practice this week that you think have helped us improve going into this week?
Well, we focused a lot on our pass blocking, going back towards like a man-on-man type of thing for us. And the 2-minute offenses have been helping, perfect plays. And the scout defense putting in work, giving us a good look for Dixon County.
Yep. You and Chase Roberts have kind of split some time at center. I know we had a few bad snaps last week. What I liked about Drew after the game last week, he said, Coach, he said, every time we mess up in practice this week, we're going to owe you a word. And, so tell us about that. How did practice go this week? If you were Chase, felt like you had a bad play, what did you guys do in order to make up for it?
Well, for every bad snap we had 10 up downs after the first one. And after that, we'd added 5 on for that. And today I had to do my 10, and Chase had to hit an extra 15 today. So,
well, I'll tell you what, and I know that they're not, that means they had a couple bad snaps in practice. But I'll tell you what, this week, as far as that position goes, we've had much better snaps throughout the week. Him and Chase have stayed after every day and have snapped, so many snaps after practice. So I like that they're, both leaders are putting in extra work after practice in order to, clean up some of those mistakes that we made last week. But, Drew's a hard worker in the weight room. Always gives his best effort, and he's come a long way since his early time as a Columbia Lion. He's grown up a lot, so you can see the grin on his face there. He could probably say, "Yeah, you're probably right, Coach." But Drew, are you excited about your? This is gonna be your last home opener as a Columbia Lion. So explain, kind of give us some information about that. That's a tough question. I know.
Yeah.
That's a loaded question too, huh?
When I went wrong, it's going to be exciting for me. I finally, get to start from a home crowd, have everyone looking at me. But I'm just going to have to go out and focus as it's just any other football game. I can't let it get to me. I can't let it get to my nerves.
Very good. Very good. We'll talk a little bit with Des Brooks now. Des had an outstanding game last week, despite the loss, despite the score. Des made several plays for us on the offensive side of the ball. And I'll speak, Des has come a long way since last year as a sophomore. Got a lot of JV time last year and knew he was one of the fastest kids we had. Hands were a little questionable last year, but you know what? For whatever reason, over the summer and the spring, it seems like every time we throw him the ball, he catches it. So I don't know what he did with his hands between his sophomore year and his junior year, but whatever he did, he worked.
The same thing.
It's a ring pops, huh? Okay.
The same thing Dre Hall had. Remember?
Uh-huh.
He couldn't catch a cold in his sophomore and junior year.
And he catches
but
everything.
Senior year, he caught everything.
Right. Well, I think Des is on that way. So Des, you obviously had a great game last week. We don't want to talk too much about the Giles County game, but just tell us about a couple of your touchdown catches last week and just what was going through your mind, when the plays happened.
Well, I was just thinking we can come back, and going into half, I thought we was going to come back and still had hope, but that was pretty much all, just trying to come back.
So when you run a route, obviously there's 3 other guys running routes with you. Is it tough playing receiver position? Because, we preach on you every day about you got to run your route hard. It almost makes you want to get the ball every time, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. It's basically trying to open it up for other receivers to have big games. So that's basically what you want to focus on, and getting the quarterback good accuracy and completions. That's what you want.
Right. I think if I'm Dixon County this week, I'm definitely going to have a couple guys watching number 88 after all the plays he made last week. I still think he's going to make some plays tomorrow night for us, but like you said, I think it's going to open up for some other guys to get some plays. All right, Des, what about Dixon County? Tell us your thoughts about tomorrow night. How do you think we're going to do?
Well, I was promised some ring pops after this game, cherry flavor specifically. So.
I don't know who's making these promises to.
Gotta get them ring pops.
Now, who promised you these ring pops?
You.
Okay. So it's kind of like a Marshawn Lynch thing with your Skittles, huh?
That's
Des Brooks with the ring pops.
Funny.
I'll tell you what, if you get a touchdown tomorrow, I'll get you a cherry ring pop.
All right.
Okay. But I'll tell you what, if you get an interception on defense, I'll get you 2 cherry ring pops. Des is going to play a little defense for us tomorrow night. He didn't play defense for us last week, but he's been repping in some of the free safety spots. So
Well, how have you been shaking things up? Obviously they play Ironman football in high school a lot.
Right.
Because your talented players have to be out there. So how are you swapping all that up this year?
We always want to have the best 11 on the field at the same time. We've worked a lot of people at different positions. Des is a great athlete, so we know we can put him at safety, at our strong safety spot or a corner. So we've been repping some of those positions, getting them ready for it. With TJ Bailey being out this week,
what is he out for? Is he out for a concussion?
From last Friday. He went down in the first half.
That's right.
He'll actually be clear for full participation on Saturday.
Oh, great.
So we might have him go out and do some pregame warm-ups with us just to get that practice in him. Just that exercise he'll need for that return to play. But, working Des at some different positions, I think, has helped out. And, in high school, if you have good athletes who can run, then you can do some things on offense and defense, and Des can do those. So we're excited about it.
All right, very good.
All right, guys. Well, I might bring on some more people here.
Coach, it's going to be electric tomorrow night, Coach, because we got a new band director, we got tailgating kicking up for the first time, selling stuff that we like to do, obviously, but we'll have a lot of it to sell.
Well, I tell you what, I just hope I make it to the game on time. By the time I get to the tailgating, by the time I go to the Lions closet, it might be halftime before I make it to the field. So. But I'm excited about the atmosphere too. I'm really excited. Let's see. Let's bring on Chase Roberts.
All right, where's Chase?
He's standing right here. Come on, Chase, and Isaac Marlowe. I might be bringing on some more after this. I promised these four I would let them get on here and talk tonight.
We'll bring them in.
All right, so here's what we got tonight. We got junior Chase Roberts, who's one of our team captains.
Okay.
And senior Isaac Marlowe.
Isaac has already said that I need to, when he makes a tackle, call him out from the press box. And I promised him I'll do that.
With a little excitement.
Okay. I was expecting to hear some kind of nickname or something like that. Like I don't know.
Trust me, Dan put some excitement in it now.
Well, I tell you what, if he has a tackle like he did in the Jamboree, that one for a loss, then there'll be a little bit of excitement behind the name there. So we'll start with Chase. Chase is, like I said, he's a junior, one of our team captains, one of the strongest players we have on the team. I think he deadlifted 510 pounds, I believe, in our lift-a-thon, which is unreal. I mean, that's a lot of weight.
Chase, how much money did you make off that?
I made about $1,300 off.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
So he obviously one of our strongest players on the team. He's also one of our fastest players. He's one of our offensive defensive linemen, and he can move. What I love about Chase is that his work ethic is unbelievable. He's going to come to work every day, and he's going to give maximum effort. For a high school coach, that's all you can ask for out of a kid. So I'm excited about Chase. Chase has been rotating with Drew some at center. We kind of talked about that earlier. Also playing a lot on defense, rotating in at defensive end. Does a good job there. Of course, he's a little undersized, but I think he makes up for it in effort and quickness. So, Chase, we talked a little bit to Drew earlier about the snapping issue in this week. Do you think we progressed this week?
Yes, sir. I think we have. Actually, Drew last week from the bad snaps from the last week's game, he came up with this own little game of his own. Like every time we make a bad snap, we do 10 up downs and we add 5 for each bad snap after that. So I ended up doing about 25 up downs today from 2 bad snaps. And it makes you want to
get tired.
Yeah.
They get tiring.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's good, though, because we talked about, you guys, that was something that coaches, we didn't have to instruct you all to do that. You guys stepped up as leaders on the team, and you're going to hold each other accountable for that. So that was good to see that, that's just being team leaders that they are, just stepping up to the plate and saying, we're going to hold each other accountable and make sure we fix these mistakes we had. Talk about Dixon County. You read a little bit on defense this week. How do you think we're going to do defensively this week?
Well, I think starting off this week, we weren't that strong, but progressively through the week, we've gotten more hype about practice, and we've executed better throughout the week. So I feel like if we continue like we've been practicing and carry that over into tomorrow, I feel like we'll be pretty excited for tomorrow, and we'll do very well. Definitely.
Tell us about the, we're a home opener tomorrow night at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Tell us about, we talked earlier about the line walk. What is it like going through the line walk as a player?
Well, my freshman year, it was kind of overwhelming to have like all those people looking at you, and well, it's just encouraging to walk into our own stadium, and have all of Columbia supporting us as we go in and protect our home from these enemies.
Right. Something we're doing this year too is all of our freshmen are dressing out for all of our home games. So we should be somewhere around 70 players, maybe a little bit more coming in. It's a little bit more than usual, which is exciting. So I'm excited about bringing the freshmen in. And like we said earlier, going through the line walk, it's a special experience. I wish I could go through it as a player. I don't get to do it from the coaching standpoint, but I can imagine being a player, and that would just get me really excited for the game.
Yeah, but this year you're going to be a lollygagger and hang back and get some food.
That's right. I might have to get over there early and just tell some of the coaches, just bring them over. I'm already over here.
Yeah. Call them up on the cell phone. That's easy to do.
I know. All right, Mr. Marlowe. All right, Isaac again is he's a 4-year player for us, a senior. This is his first year he's found his way into a starting role. So Isaac, tell us about this year. I mean, last week obviously it wasn't the way we wanted to start the season, but you going into your senior year, last home opening game. What are the emotions for you going into tomorrow night?
It's bittersweet.
Yeah.
I can remember playing.
All right, Isaac, need to get you closer to the microphone, my friend. There you go.
I remember playing my first, dressing out as a freshman with the varsity, and it was a good experience. And I can't believe that it's about to come to an end for me.
Right.
It's been a good ride through high school with all the players, everything we've been through camp, through all the spring practices, all the 110s we had to run. It's been rough, but it's something I'll never forget.
Right. All right, so Isaac's starting that defensive tackle for us. So Isaac, tell us what can we expect out of Dixon County this week? What are they going to run on offense, or what can we expect to see from them?
Well, really, all we've been repping this week is the run pass option that they run.
Right.
As me as a defensive lineman, I got to stay on my heels. Expect to run, expect pass, whatever. It's whatever.
Yep. So in your position, you're definitely playing the run first, then, huh?
Yes.
If I see Isaac dropping in coverage, we're going to be in some major problems. And he tells me all the time, Coach, I'm a linebacker, I'm your next DB, and I'm like, no, you're not, man. So if I see you back there trying to cover somebody, we're going to have some words on the sideline. We've been talking about the line walk a little bit tonight. Tomorrow night's the first night. We'll have the line walk back. How's that experience been for you?
It's been a hype experience for me. Just going through, seeing all the fans on the side cheering for us, waiting to see, as Chase said, take on the enemy that's coming to our home turf, and getting to put on the show for them.
Right. Well, tell us about practice this week. What do you think were some of the good things, some bad things? How did practice go this week from a player perspective?
Well, it started out a little bit rough Monday and Tuesday. Well, Monday wasn't all that bad, but Tuesday was a little bit rough. And yesterday we found a way to pull it together, and today was a little hype practice, running a game-like situation. And I think this week we've been pretty good. I feel pretty confident about tomorrow night.
Right. So it's good that we at least progressed throughout the week.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel, a lot of times on Monday it's more of a mental Monday. We're learning about the formations and their top plays and what kind of defense they're going to run. So there's a lot of talking going on, and then from a coaching standpoint, you want to be perfect every snap.
No, that's not going to happen.
And obviously Monday it's not going to happen. And Tuesday you want to see improvements. I thought we saw improvements on Tuesday. Obviously we knew we needed more work, but I really like our Thursday practices. We do them a little different. Wednesdays are our walkthrough days, and Thursdays are our game-like situations. So I know that's been different in the past, right? And you can be honest. I know we're live here. Do you like it? Do you like the way we do our Wednesday and Thursday practices?
I like it.
Do you think we're going to benefit from doing it that way?
Yeah, I think so. Things we do in practice, it could happen in the game. Like today at practice, we were down by 3 or something. We had to score a touchdown, kick a field goal, win the game. And, that could really happen in the game on Friday night.
Right.
It helps us out, to what to expect.
Speaking of kicking, talk a little bit about our kicker this year.
Well, we got 2 kickers. The one that played last Friday night, he'll be our starter again tomorrow night, is Dawson Watts. We called Dawson off the soccer team, and We got his. Let's see. I think he got 3 days of helmets, 3 days of helmet shoulder pads, and his first day going full gear was in Giles County last week. So we barely got his heat acclimation in before he could go full gear.
Dan, I think we saw his mom in the stands.
We did
Friday,
we did.
and she says, I'm trying to learn this game. She says soccer is so much easier.
I told him, I said, all you got to do is, he came up, he says, I said, you ever kicked the football before? He said, no. I said, well, just kick it just like a soccer ball. You'll be okay.
But kick it between the goalposts.
I know.
Not under it.
Well, I tell you what, he went, the first time I saw him kick, he kicked off, and he probably put it on the 10-yard line. I said,
really?
That's pretty good. Well, we're going to be okay then. And the other night, an extra point is such a huge play that is overlooked so many times because you just assume the snap's going to be good, the hold and the kick, and it's just another play. But there's a lot more. There's a lot
of mechanics in there.
A lot of pressure on the snapper.
Yeah.
And I've had to hold before, and I tell you what, that's about the worst job to have in football is being the holder. I feel good. Darian's our holder, so I know he's got good hands. He's to put the ball down. If something happens, he can get out.
Right.
But the snap, the hold, and the kick, it's such a huge part of football. Whether you need the extra point. Or whether you need a field goal. And I know about the extra point. My senior year, I lost to Columbia by an extra point. So the extra points can be huge. So I'm excited about Dawson. He's 4-4.
Now you're putting age on me because I remember that game.
That was a long night right there.
Yes, it was a long night.
Man.
I remember that night.
But Dawson does a great job. I'm excited about it. We also have another kid, Moises Carrera, another soccer player.
Right.
Working a little bit of punting with him right now. Still got to work on some steps. But I think he'll improve and come along as well.
Is he a soccer-style punter?
Yeah, but we're not doing the rugby-style kicking.
Okay.
We're just doing the regular punt formation. So we're working on his steps right now. Right now, it's still going to be Drew. I'm not sure if Drew really likes the punting job, but it'll be him right now until we work Moises a little bit more.
All right, Drew, you heard that.
So you still got punt duties.
He said, what?
You're the punter until otherwise notified.
And of course, Russell Wagner, he can do it all. He can punt, kick, throw, play defense. I mean, you name it, Russ can do it.
And if you don't believe it,
just ask him.
That's right. Just ask him. All right. Anything else you guys want to add?
Well, what I want to ask Chase is when you're getting ready to snap the ball, what are you thinking? Are you looking at the guy in front of you?
That's a good question.
Are you looking at the guys to the left and right of you? What's going through your mind at that moment you're getting ready to make that snap?
Well, last game I wasn't too focused on the guy in front. I was more focused on getting the snap back there. But then a guy, we got heated like during the blocking, and I just lost focus on the snap, and I was worried about hitting this guy as hard as I could because he kind of got me mad on one play, and that's the snap that went way over Drew's head. So I was like, I got to pay more attention on the snap. I got to balance it out because usually I'm just focusing on the guy in front of me because usually I was playing guard last year in my freshman year. But this year, snapping. I've been working on snapping with Drew and another sophomore player, Ben Dickens. After practice, we try to get 30 perfect snaps before we head home. So we've been progressing on the snaps and focusing more on steps and getting to our blocks and trying to get the snap back there as best as possible.
Is there a specific man you're going after once the snap is made?
Well, I try to stick to my assigned player, my assigned block. It's
a good answer.
Plays. But if I get the chance...
Yeah, your coach is right next to you. You should have said that.
Yeah. But if I get the chance and I see someone running downfield that I particularly don't like during that play, I might try to give him a little nudge.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Chase is a player.
He is.
All right, Isaac, you got anything else you want to add?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Game time tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Lindsey Nelson Stadium. But make sure you come a little bit early because Trevor Baxter, the Columbia Central High band director, says there's going to be a little bit of pregame. I don't know what that means. I mean, we haven't done that yet. So
I know. Like I said, I'm excited about it too. I don't know if they got. I'm sure they got something special in store for us. So I'm looking forward to it.
Certainly hope so. I mean, that'd be great. What do you want to bring over?
Yeah. Let's see here.
You're holding your hands up.
All right, Drew and Russ, y'all weren't in last week. I thought you were. Russ, were you on last week?
Yeah, he was on.
Russ will come on anytime.
All right, Russ, come on over here.
And let's put Mason. Let's put Mason.
All right, Mason, come on, Mason.
All right, Mason's chomping at the bit. I don't think we've had Mason on, have we?
I don't think we had Mason. Yeah, Mason was on last week.
Mason was on last
Was
week.
he on last week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Russ, I do it
cause-
all last week. He's here.
Because I talked about keeping him healthy this year.
That's true.
All right, so we're bringing back Russell Wagner and Mason Jobe. They were on here last week as well. I'm not going to talk about last week a lot. Russ, tell us about this week and how practice went and what we should expect out of Dixon County.
Well, practice this week was a lot better this week. We came out focused, prepared, and ready to play.
Tell us about we got some new toys to play with in practice this week. We got a new lineman chute, and it's the real deal.
Really?
It's a really nice one. Tell us about the chute, Russell. I'm about to call you your brother's name.
Well, first day we got it, I'm standing up next to it. It barely comes up to my hip, so I just think it's going to be a fun day.
Well, I tell you what, we really had to work on getting a flat back and
His headphones. Mason has lost his headphones. Or is it too loud? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're working on this lineman shoot this week, and we really worked on getting our pad level down for our offensive, defensive linemen. I saw some pictures of it on Facebook because I'm not working with the linemen during the time, but I know they were getting after it down there. So I'm excited about that piece of equipment, God, and I know it's something we're going to use every week.
Well, explain what it is.
All right, it's 27 feet long, and we have like a I can't think of the word it is, but it
kind of looks like
cover.
a hammock.
It is.
Yes, it's a cover. It's like a hammock that we get underneath, and that keeps us from raising up at the snap of the ball. So it forces us to stay low at the snap of the ball, and then when we're striking our opponents, whether we're playing offense or defense, our pad level's down where it needs to be. Because if you raise up, you're obviously gonna hit the tent part of it.
Yeah, a lot of colleges have that piece of equipment.
Every one of them do, and I guarantee you, the one we got top of the line, and it's just like the ones they use in college. So I'm excited about it. I know Coach Davis and Coach Sykes and all the lineman coaches are excited about it, and I'm not sure if the linemen are excited about it, but the coaches are.
It also makes them work on their leverage.
It does.
And staying low, only helps.
Definitely.
Especially if you're as big as Russ here.
Yeah, if you're 6'5" or 6'6".
6'5", and if you stand up too quick, somebody's going to get under them shoulder pads and move you wherever they want to move you. So if you'll keep it rear end down and lock horns with that guy across your way, then you can drive him where you want to put him.
Hands above our head, right?
Right.
That's right. We're bringing on Mason. Of course, Mason, one of our captains, senior. Mason, we've talked a lot about the line walk. What does the line walk and the entrance into Lindsey Nelson Stadium mean to you?
It means a whole lot of stuff to me. I remember my freshman year moving up to varsity for the first time, and just how we were walking. Of course, I was nervous. I was a freshman, and I knew I probably wasn't going to get in the game, but hey, I was still a part of it.
Right.
And I just remember the first time,
talk about it being a run pass option, but being a starter on the defense, do you think it's going to be tough to stop this offense?
I think we've prepared well enough. I know for myself, I watched enough film to be able to know kind of in general what they're going to run before they snap the ball. I know that if we all do our job like we're supposed to, and I play outside backer, so for instance, if there's a guy in that RPO spot, I know it's my job to get a good jam on him to help our other linebackers out. So I'm going to do my job to help them. And that way, everybody does their job and we'll be just fine.
Right. The game of football, there's 11 guys on your team, and literally 11 people have to do what they're taught to do, because if not, an offense can easily expose it. And same thing from an offense perspective, if we find a guy in defense that's not doing the job on the other team, then they can be exposed. So, football is a tough game where it really requires teamwork. I think it's the sport that defines that more than anything else.
I want our viewers and our listeners to understand how classy our Columbia Lions are. Mason, I want you to hold your foot up. Hold your foot in front of the camera. In front of the camera, right here. There you go. That's one classy guy. Socks and a sandal.
I came straight from practice.
I'm glad he made it. I'm glad he made
I'm glad
it.
he did too.
I got no comment on the sock and sandal.
No,
though.
he no comment. No, he just went right on by that.
That's
Hey,
right.
It's comfortable. My feet can breathe.
All
I'm
right.
happy.
Okay. We'll go with that.
There you
We'll
go.
go with that. And I just came home, or just came from practice, so there you go.
That's right. Anything else we need to expect out of tomorrow night's game?
Just be ready for a different outcome than last week.
All right, we talked about the band a little bit tonight. I know as a former player, I loved hearing the band play. I even loved hearing the way bands play. I just loved it. What does that mean to you guys? Either one of you can answer this, but what's it like having the band that's kind of on your side that's excited about football? What does that mean?
I know from a defensive perspective, it really kind of gets me like hyped up and like ready to go, extremely focused. And I know that if they play loud enough, it might distract the offense. So that's
Definitely.
helping us out a lot. And so it's kind of like they may play the same songs over and over again, but it's kind of like those songs mean something to you because it's like that's the whole tradition thing. So.
Right. Russ, you got anything to add to that?
Well, with him saying the same songs, let's hear the fight songs. So put a bunch of touchdowns, hear the fight song a lot.
Yeah, we have Hail to the Redskins as our fight song, and I know Mr. Baxter's going to bring back some traditional music and bringing the drum line back apparently, so I'm excited to hear that. And it is exciting when you're a player and you hear the band going the entire game. It gets you pumped up, you know.
The best time that we ever had was when the football games would be over with. I was a band dad for 8 years, and was what they call the pit dad. I pulled all the equipment over to the stadium and pulled it back. So the most exciting time was to hear my son in the drum line.
Oh yeah,
doing the cadence from Lindsey Nelson Stadium back to the band room, and then they would do about 2 minutes worth of it right there, and it was exciting because all the parents had gathered around the door at that time.
Well, that's what I'm excited about. You know, he said we're going to be able to hear them on the way, hear them leaving. That's what I love because you know, I know just going to watch some different high school games at different times, you know, throughout the years, just watching bands walk in, playing the entire time. It's exciting. It's cool. So I'm excited our band's going to be doing that this year.
Oh, yeah.
So
I even catch myself singing the songs all the time.
I'll be singing it when we score a touchdown. I'll be singing the song.
I'll be getting dressed in the locker room before practice, just singing the songs, like having a good time.
Yep.
So,
guys, anything else? Russ, any new positions you playing this week? Are you playing wide receiver or quarterback?
It depends on what you're going to do. Because we know I can play them all. I can run, pass, catch.
Yeah, Russ is my multi-talented athlete.
Renaissance man.
That's right. That's right. All right, guys, we're looking forward to tomorrow night.
All right, sounds good.
thank you.
All right, Coach, you got about 2 minutes. Let's talk about Dixon County and what we can expect tomorrow night and what we're looking like as the Columbia Lions.
You know, I think offensively, we'll talk offensively first. We've talked a lot of defense here tonight already. You know, still working both Drew and Darren at quarterback. Both of them have good weeks of practice again. Expect to see good things out of both of them at that position tomorrow night. Expect to see an improvement in our running game. I think we've added some new plays in this week that I think will help open that up, which will in turn help open up our passing game. You know, so I'm excited about what we can do in offense last week. I thought we played well last week as well. I'm excited about tomorrow night defensively. Yeah, I think we improved on a lot of the things we messed up on last week, and you know, we've worked some tackling, we've worked some of our coverages. D-line has worked on playing better technique. So we've done some things that this week that I think will help us going into tomorrow night's game.
What did the players say to you about last Friday night's game?
You know, we didn't talk a lot about it. I think they understand that, you know what, they weren't that much better than we were. We
Play
just
the game, move forward.
We kind of made our mistakes, and we need to learn a lesson from it. And you know, that's not the end of our season. It's just one game. It's not a district game.
Yeah. You got to have a short-term memory in that.
They've been pretty focused on this week. You know, this entire week, which is good. It's what you want out of a first game. You know, first games are always tough. And coming off of last week, they've been really focused on Dixon County and what they do. So,
but remember how many we lost championship year too.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we lost the year we won the championship. We lost 2 regular season games. And, and it gets a team or two that we knew we were better than. We just didn't play to our abilities that game. So hopefully we can play like we're capable of playing tomorrow night.
Okay, sounds great. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks to Glenn and Kathy Truelove again for being gracious host for Thursday Night Pizza and Grits, presented by Columbia TNTV. And 7 o'clock tomorrow night, Lindsey Nelson Stadium. 5:15 starts the Lion Walk. 5:30 will be the Lion Walk. 5:15 for the tailgate. I'm sorry, I'll get this right in a minute.
So I'll be there at 5:15.
Y'all have messed up my schedule.
Your schedule.
Yeah, exactly right. So for Coach Hoth and for Eddie Bobo, I'm Dan James. And ladies and gentlemen, go Lions!